Welcome back to the channel. So this is where we left off last time with our phaser, and I was fluffing around and trying to figure out how to try modding this circuit. Uh, there's quite a few options, but first thing one thing that I didn't do, and I wanted to do that first, is to figure out how to visualize any of this. If I make any changes, what to expect. It's good to have, in Spice you get these things tried out, So what I did was I prepared something. Get that up. So this is my new circuit with all of this set. I added some parameters here that I can play with, but the main thing is I added this LFO. So I ignored this LFO completely, and output here I just kind of made a different name for this connection and just put LFO here. So this is going to be my control voltage here. That way I can do something, with parameters. So I can go and say, for example, I can set step parameters. So I might do something like this, from say 3 to 4.2, for example. This is not how much we have, what the range here is, but it's just to demonstrate this. So let me just run this and see what we get, because this is what we want to see. We want that notch to be moving and see where that notch happens. And I'm just going to delete this phase. Hopefully this is okay, visible on the video. I don't know if I can make these thicker, these lines. This is a bit this not visibility is not great, but and you can see here there are these notches there, and if I look in the legend, it says, for 3 volts it's green. I can't even see it. I bet you it's here. This is this is when our JFET is turned off. This is where this notch appears. So 3, 2, 3, 4. I can see 3, 6. And you may have seen when I opened up that command there, it was from 3.6 to 3.9. So I just kind of if you see here, 3.8 is all the way here, and that stage we have nearly completely on our JFET, and very small difference in resistance possibly, So, and this is, now we have 4, it's a 20K, 4.2, 30 kilohertz. Well, that's way over what we want to have. So you can see here that really from 3.6 up to 3.9 is really where we care about. And this is like 0.3 volts. This is 300 millivolts tops. And this is going way over our, it's going way high into high frequency, and lots of it may not be even, the audible through guitar amp speaker. So if I go in and I change these parameters, and you can see here there's loads of different things here that I tried out before. So here, let me just try this, and I did these steps with from 3.6 to 3.9, 0.025. So this is, what is this, 25 millivolts steps. So when I run this, there's 13 steps, so that might be a bit take a bit. So there you go, you can see the sweep. So we can see immediately that the 0.25, so 25 millivolts of control voltage creates a sweep of from 150 hertz to 1 kilohertz, and then it's kind of a more close by, but just be careful when making those assumptions, because this is uh, logarithmic scale here, so this is really 1 kilohertz and 2 point, what is it, 2.5. So it's not really, it's 1 kilohertz here, and then it's 1.5 here and 1.5 here, and so just this is just a rough idea what we are getting, and I would guess whatever we do, whatever we change, we should try it out. Why I'm plotting this is just so I can have a feel what, when I change something, what exactly does it do to the circuit, what to the output, etc., etc. So one thing also to note is that I'm using this whatever J113. This is all of this should be taken with a grain of salt, because uh, this is Spice's model of J113. This is may or may not be close to what you're using, what I'm using. I'm using BF256B, so it's not even, I'm not using the same one. But again, the idea is that we get a feel for this. It will never be accurate. So one thing, if you've seen previous videos and you recall that when I changed this circuit, this version, it sounded better. At least I think it sounded better. So I went in and said, look, I'll just plot the previous one, so I'm just going to go and plot here as well, the same thing, and I'm going to use the same settings here, and when I run this, let's see what we get, let me see, output. And don't be, alarmed by this. This is just, this is whatever Spice is using for plotting this. There are a number of steps here, so it doesn't really plot for every single frequency. So it is, cut off here a bit. But what we can see here is that if I kind of try to, oh, what did it do? All right, if I try to get them aligned here to a certain degree, it actually I get the same. It's probably a better way to do this, but look, we'll do with this. So you can see here, pretty much the same plot, right? So it's kind of strange that it sounded better, this new version, but like if you recall, I used 10K here, so what that did was the sweep started somewhere here, I think, or something like that. So it did not go into lower frequencies enough, so that I bet that is the reason for it. Having said that, it's kind of the plots are the same, so it's a bit of a question whether one is superior to the other. I know there is a linearity, better linearity, but like linearity is here at this range, that exhibits here. It's close to what you call it, to. But again, I have to stop myself and remind myself that this is logarithmic plot, so it's a bit pointless talking about it linearly. So what I wanted to try was different settings. So what I can try and get is, for example, maybe change all of these. So you see, I tried several things. I tried these capacitors to change the values, to change the test, to change these resistor values. And if you recall, these were 10Ks, 10 nano, and this one 47 nano, and I have them here. So I have them here, 10K. I tried different things, 47 nano, 10K. So first of all, this one makes no difference at all. and this one is just to protect this what you call it, to remove any interference with control voltage here. So the other thing is uh, there's little point in changing these two separately. I tried that, didn't get really great results. So really the options are to change this capacitor here and these two resistors here. I've done that, so you can see here, for example, I'll run it with I'm gonna try with 5K, 10K, 22K, just to give us an idea. I don't know why did I took 22K. Let me put 24 just for fun. And then if I run it, I should get some kind of. Now this is going to have 39 runs, so we'll see. That is going to be crowded graph. But again, the idea is just to see what do we get. What is it that we are getting? Again, recall that we are talking about control voltage is really, we're talking about 100 millivolts, that where it makes a lot of sense. Even that is debatable if all of that makes any sense to increase that swing. So but okay, so this is not really, we can't see much, but like here it's really very close. I wouldn't be even interested in this part. The most dramatic change would be in this area, I think. Again, it's very dangerous to talk about what you call them, what sound. We can only talk about how the graph looks like, not really how it sounds. So we should hear the sound there. So I can go and select some steps here. So let me just do this. I'd say this will give us a good idea what to expect. Just add this one here. So yeah, so we took 3 steps, and I'd say where's my legend? Okay, so I don't see this green, so I'd say 3.6. This is probably the resist JFAT is turned off, so I can just change that. I'd say wrong one. You select steps. I'm just gonna remove this. So we have okay. So, and I just wanted to see where is my next step, if you will, and you can see here that it's very close here. Well, very close. This is the difference is 300 hertz. So but it's not huge. The first step you can see here in this, whatever the name of this color is, so we can see here 5K is here, as you would expect based on the how this filter works, and 24K it's here. This step is here, so it's overlap of all the colors. So if you don't change that, so lower the resistor, higher the frequency where it starts working. So let me just then, what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna change this. Like we don't need this this much, so I'm just gonna go 625 to 3675, right? Yeah. Okay, let's do that. But if I change now capacitor, do I have that option here? Oh, I do have it. So I tried a few different things, So for example, if we go 47, I don't know if we're gonna go lower than that, but let me try these 3 values. So 47, 68, and 100 nano. Like these are the values I have in my drawer, so that's why I'm choosing those. There's no secret behind that. All right, so what is this? probably comment that out, did I? Oh yeah, I didn't uncomment it, so semicolon there is commenting it out. All right, so we got here. So this just shows that we can control this, and there is a bigger spread here with capacitor being used, different capacitor used. There's a bigger spread, and maybe, you know, maybe that's the way to go, you know, to change that capacitor to a higher value. I don't know what are the downsides of that, you know. So let's see the legend, and it's like 365. This is 47. And it is exactly opposite from resistor. Higher capacitance, lower the frequency, right? So we have 68 and 100, and this is how it starts. And then, you know, so at this stage, you know, we can take a guess, you know, what to do here. So if I say maybe I go with these two options and then do maybe these options, and I run this. So let's see what we get. And if I can make any... All right. My head is spinning a bit from all of these different colors. So let's see what we have here. So 5K 47. Yeah, it's here, right? It starts here, and then I would guess it's here already, or 1 kilohertz. And then let's say 5 and 100 is this here, dark blue, and then it can... I just want to make sure that, yeah, is it here? That must be it, right? And this green is here. Okay. Well, actually, if you look at here, you can see that this is like scaling resistors and capacitors. So I suppose you would expect this to be a similar place. This 10K 47 and 5K 100, because, you know, this is about twice the capacitance. This is half of the resistance. So when, if you recall how to scale filters, I'm sure I have a video somewhere. You would expect the same frequency here, right? And here we have 10K 40. I don't even know if that's the one. I'm now struggling to follow this a bit. 3, 6, 25, 6, 20. That's this one, I'd say. 10K 100 nano. Yeah, that would be going all the way here. But what I'm just kind of thinking, this is too much, I suppose, for me to make any to give me any ideas. But what I can see here, if I follow 5K and 100 nano, so I can see that the first one is here, the second one is here, the third one is here. So maybe let's focus on 100 nano. Okay, let's do that. Just get this out of the way, comment it out. We change it here to 100. Okay, so we can hear, what can we see here? Green, blue, red. Green, it starts wherever we did it last time, but blue one, remember in the previous plot, where's that previous plot? If I can find it. It's here, you know, so maybe by just changing that, we get a bit more range here, or a different kind of a response, or I don't know, maybe the sweep is going to be better. But something definitely worth trying out. And I don't know, we might try 10K there. It will go all the way here, and then so I'd say first thing to try, my idea would be to use 100 nano capacitor here. See how that sounds. Does it sound any different? And then try that 100 nano with two resistors and see if that makes any difference. This is really now how much do you want to invest time and try things out. Like that's what it is really. So let me breadboard something and we'll try to hear if we can get this to sound better or different or anything. So what I have here, I breadboarded another version with the TL 074 4 op amps in this chip. So I wanted to try have them similarly sounding, and then I can experiment with this. I have a diagram on the web page, but it's a bit, there's a lot in here, so it's a bit crowded. Having said that, let's hear how this sounds. I'm just gonna plug it in here. They're both working off the same power supply, so they have shared power lines, shared ground, everything. So let's turn this on. Okay, which one is which? Let's see. Okay, this is the one. This is the one. This is the other. They sound pretty similar. So before doing anything else, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try out getting 4 stages. I'm just going to rewire this one, output of this one to go to input of this stage of first, so output of the second stage to input of the first stage of this one, and output of the second stage back to the output there, and we should get 4 stages. Now they will be working against different LFOs, so that might be fun. Let's see if I can pull this off. I hope I rewired this correctly. Do you remember first time around with 2 stages, how did it sound? So this is with 2 stages, for 4 stages. And because I have 2 different LFOs, it's a bit, I need to adjust this slightly, I'd say. I don't know. It sounds way more dramatic. Let me just play with LFOs, different LFOs. I'm just gonna for fun. Okay, I went all the way up. So you can play with this, but you don't get unless they're working it in at the same rate. You get a bit weird sounds, right? Yeah. Okay. Enough of this. I think you get the picture. More stages, more dramatic effect. Now you should be probably using the same LFO, but I thought it was fun. Let me rewire this back. Oh, okay. I rewired this a bit so I have better access to uh, these resistors here. It's very difficult to make any changes to the circuit there. So here I have my standard circuit that I'm going to compare everything against, and above is the one I'm going to experiment with. This one is engaged there. And this one, I put exactly the same components, so it should sound pretty much the same. Okay, so I have a assortment of resistors there, and I'm just guessing. I'll just try to see what works and what doesn't, and I'll try on both. That was my neck pickup. I'm gonna try them both on my neck pickup and my bridge pickup and see maybe some settings suit pickup better one or the other. I don't know. But let me go from this is 10K. I'm just gonna jump straight into 5K, and then I'm gonna maybe try 15K. Just see the difference. What if we can see any difference in between them? Okay, 10K or standard one. Or 5K. And everything is correctly wired up, so you can immediately see the difference. There is, let's see if this is not touching here. Maybe that was touching. There are similarities, but there is a slight difference, isn't there? So 5K again. So there is definitely some difference there. Um, Let me jump straight into 15K. Okay, let's hear it. And the reason I took 15K and 5K just to make a bit more dramatic difference. I tried out different ones as well, but like it really depends on your liking. This is one of those definitely that more you listen to it, less you hear, I suppose. I mean, you hear the difference, but the question is, what do you prefer? Okay, 15K. This was on bridge pickup, neck pickup. Okay, that we can definitely hear some difference, I suppose. The question is, you know, every time I listen to it, I go back to my bass one. I suppose I don't know if that is a good or bad thing, but like it is definitely something. Maybe I'm just undecisive about this. Let me. What I'm going to do now, I'm just gonna plug this back in. Obviously, I can change these capacitors and resistors at the same time and try, but there's so many options, to try out. So I'm just gonna get 10K and then change some resistors, change some capacitors, see how that, sounds. Okay, let's see if there's any difference. Our bass one. Let's try on bridge pickup. Definitely some difference there. I don't know what I was expecting. Maybe I was expecting a bit more, but actually there is, you know, audible difference anyway. So good or bad depends on uh, what you want to get out of this. Right, subtle difference than before, but I wanted to do something with a smaller capacitor. Do I have something here? Okay, so I put 22 nano there. That's more than half of the more than 50% less than 47 and nano. So this is our standard one. Definitely some difference. Let me try it on my bridge pickup. Okay, so that sounded, you know, you can get whatever you, well, not whatever you desire, but the circuit works when we change these resistors, when we change capacitors. It's just a matter of figuring out what you want. So I'm not quite sure if I can call this a success, to be honest. Now, you know, two-stage phaser like this is quite subtle effect, and while there are some audible differences using different component values, they're not that huge. And I have a feeling what we saw earlier that, you know, very small changes in LFO, sweeps and levels might have a bigger impact. So maybe it's going to be more useful to look into LFO and see what I can do with that. So that's something to be looking forward to for the next video. Stay tuned.